Thank you for still listening to us on Champion 90.7 FM. It's been 45 minutes, first 45 minutes of the first semi-final at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Nigeria against their South African counterparts, the Super Falcons and the Bayana of South Africa, with Nigeria leading by 1-0. Just halftime results, plenty more to happen to come through in the second half, but right now it's halftime. We'll take a bit of break, but we're back to talk about what transpired, the pressure from the Super Falcons of Nigeria earlier on in the game that should have translated into maybe 1 or 2 goals, but unfortunately for the Super Falcons that didn't happen. Fortunately for the South Africans, the defense did enough. The goalkeeper as well, and Dylan Lamy also did her best to ensure that she kept the slate clean until that moment, that penalty shootout moment, not penalty shootout, that penalty kick moment that captain for Nigeria, Rashid Ajibade, converted to make it 1-0 in favor of the Super Falcons at halftime. Don't forget that our predict and win is still on Facebook and on YouTube. These are the only platforms you can predict and win. All right, when you call us, you can only talk to us about your thoughts of the Super Falcons game so far in the first 45 minutes and what you think they should do as we expect the second 45 minutes. Okay, send your messages to us on 0906 2023 907 or 0906 2024 907, WhatsApp or SMS. All right, Jude, what's your summary of the first 45 minutes? We saw the early pressure from the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and then about the 20th minute or thereabouts, we saw injury to Makubela. Because of that, Hilda Magaya came on board. The goalkeeper also sustained an injury for the South Africans, but she was good at the end of the day. She continued to save their blushes. But again, finally, the Super Falcons of Nigeria broke the ice and the lead 1-0 at halftime. Yeah,
it's the game that we've we've expected. When you look at the way both teams have played in this half, it's not like a one-sided game, but of course we've seen more direct plays from the Super Falcons and more goal-scoring opportunities created by the Super Falcons. The South Africans, attacking-wise, they've kept the ball quite nicely and they've moved the ball around very well, but they've not really had these clear-cut chances to put it that way. And there are a lot of positives from this game, and I think in the second half we're going to see more goals. We're going to see more goals definitely, because it's going to be an open game where we see a wounded South African side who would want to come out roaring, who want to come out with full force to attack. And if Super Falcons can just do what's expected in that situation to capitalize on when you're wounded, you come all out, and you just have to take advantage of that situation and all them where it ought really badly. In this first half, I'll tell you that I've loved the way the Super Falcons have pressed. There's something I noticed, Kufre. They press with a 4-man. They press with the 4-man against South Africa when they try to play the ball from the back, with the Konkwo leading the charge, and Rashid Ajibade and Shejini and of course Iozo. That's the 4-man press that they are employing in this game. Of course, it has worked well in the early minutes of the game. We saw that we actually forced the South Africans into making errors, which of course they would have converted to be goals. But so let's just give it let's say some good defending from the South Africans as well. But if only the Super Falcons have been clinical, I think we ought to have been like 3 goals up now in this particular game, and that would have been at the end of this tie. The game is very much alive. 1-0 is football. We know that 1-0 is not a victory yet, but the Super Falcons should be very mindful, and going to the second half, they should prepare and be compact defensively. We've seen something that we've not seen in this competition. Personally, for me, especially the defense of the Super Falcons, I can't really tell you that it's from Ohale or Dimei, but one wing that has been exploited so far for me, I think it's Alozier's wing. There's a slip up there that Shejini covered for her at one point, and she has also put a fight in different situations as well.
All right, let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to our live studio coverage of the game between Nigeria and the Bayana of South Africa. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Messi from Ojodo. Good evening.
Good evening to you too. Messi, welcome.
Good evening, Messi.
Thank you, Jude. I want to contribute. I was watching the game with our Super Falcons. I think this second half, they should be thoroughly more focused. Why? Because the Bayana would like to come out and play the ball. The Super Falcons should allow the ball to do the work, pass and move. I see they were making some mistakes, while passing, some errors, giving out the ball to the South Africans. Onumonu should use his pace to counter the defense of the South Africans and draw them into the ball so they can deliver. We also need to be clinical in this second half. Take your chance seriously. No over dribbling. Shoot with intent. Our Falcons need to bring in. If you ask me, Gift Monday, I'm not seeing her on the field, or Esther. They should come in around 65 to 70 minutes because they can bully the South African defenders and force them to make a mistake. And we should not forget, South Africans, they're also good in counter-attack. So our defensive midfielders should make sure that the back line is always covered, no unnecessary overlap, no discipline over any overlapping. If our Super Falcons can do this, it's about staying in the line, playing mature game, finishing strong. If they stay composed and execute this, they should be up by 2-0, 3-0 and wrap up the match. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, Messi. We just want to correct something. Gift Monday is not in this squad. Esther Okoronko is on the pitch. She started this one. All right, thank you for your contribution, Messi. All right, 0906 2023 907 0906 2024 907. You two can call in during this halftime break and let's have your take on the game so far. The Super Falcons lead the Bayana of South Africa by 1-0. And don't forget to also go online on our platforms on YouTube and Facebook to participate in the Predict and Win. We have 50,000 I would like to give out to those who correctly predict the score line. You have until the first 15 minutes of the second half. We've decided to extend. All right, you still have until the first 15, let's say first 20 minutes of the second half. All right. After that, we will not be entertaining any more prediction from you. So quickly go do yours on YouTube, on Facebook, Champion 90.7 FM.
Yes, Messi said something that I would like to add, which of course I saw as well. The passes has been really poor, especially in the half of the South Africans. If only we've been able to connect our passes well. Probably by now we ought to have there more than just this one goal that has been scored. Not like the Super Falcons are playing badly. They're not. So far for me, in terms of the team with purpose, they've been the better side. Looking at the chances that they've had, they've been better sides. South Africans have only been moving the ball around. They're trying to possess the ball, try to control the game. That has been what they've been doing so far in this first half that we've just witnessed. And I also feel that Kufre, we should. I've not seen more of Okoronko in this game like we saw in the last game. Yes, she has been good, but we need better, and even best performance in that game against Zambia. She was outstanding. Eozo has shown great strength, But I think in the second half, Madugu will be thinking of bringing in some players who can, contribute attacking wise to see that we see off the South African side.
You think he's going to bring in players to defend the lines? More players to defend the line or to attack the South Africans at this point of playing against a team that's equally very good, a team that can equalize, and 45 minutes is plenty of time for plenty goals to be scored. How do you think he's going to approach this? Stay with the starting lineup the way it is right now, stay with this shape, all right, for how long in the second half for he can start making substitutions?
Well, I think he should stay with the shape for now. They are not really hurting this Super Falcons side like we've seen. They've not had clear-cut chances. He should stay with the lineup. He should stay with the shape and also with the with the structure so far. He should maintain it and see how the game unfolds. I think with the way the game will go.
And that was almost a blunder from the goalkeeper of South Africa, Andile Nlami. Dropped that easy catch, but a defender was right there to save blushes. And here they are. Ashley Plumter doing a good job dispossessing that South African and has played on her teammate Esther Koronkwo, but that South African has come through to play that on out of touch for a goal kick to throw into Nigeria. All right. Chiwendu, he also already took attention of that one. Otherwise, perhaps she would have just tucked that one in at the back of the net. Second goal to the South Africans. But Fikile Magama, the defender for South Africa, was more alert than any other person in that situation to clear the ball out of danger for South Africa. Nigeria with the ball. All right. Second minute of the second 45 minutes as the Super Falcons lead by 1-0. Nothing has changed. The same starting 11 for the Super Falcons have resumed play against the South Africans in this second half. Amaka Nadozie in goal. Michel Alozie, Osinachi Ohale, Tosin Dibeyi and Ali Plumter in the defense. Halimatu Anyide, Rashidat Ajibade, goal scorer of the only goal so far. Jennifer Ichegine in the midfield. While we have Esther Okoronkwo, Folashade Ijamilusi, and Chiwendu Iozo up front for the Super Falcons. We've only had one substitution in this game, and we saw Sisetso Makubela, just number 17 for South Africa, subbed off with a hamstring injury in the first half. I think it was in the 20th or 22nd minute, replaced by Hilda Magaya. But as we speak, the South African goalkeeper has gone down once again, and the game is on pause. The game is on ice as the referee will go attend to her, calling on medical attention for the South African defender, the South African goalkeeper Andile Nlamini. It's going to be the second time that will happen in this game for her. All right, that was just simply her taking her eyes off the ball, not really covering the ball in safety. But thank goodness for Fikile Magama, who was there to boot that ball out of danger. Right, early days in the second 45 minutes, and she's back on her feet, and action will continue for the second time in this one. We've seen the reserve goalkeeper for South Africa talking about Swats. Yes. She was there the last time when he won in 2022. Kaylin Swart, there she's been warming up because of the constant going down of the number one goalkeeper, Andile Nlamini. Okay, let's get back to the action of the game. Don't forget, you have until 20 minutes of the second half for you to drop your prediction in the comment section of our live Facebook and YouTube feeds. Okay, include your full name and your location, and of course the correct score line. Okay, what you think will be the score line at the end of this game. In the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes, we're going to close that window, and you can predict no more. So hurry up to do just that. Throw into South Africa. Gabriela Salgado has taken that one for South Africa. Nigerian defense will do justice to that one. Not entirely so, but they are not in danger, although the ball is in the half. South Africa taking their time, right? And this is Captain Jane. Has the ball back, and his shots, a very tame one. And I just think that Chiamaka Nadozie Jude has been on sabbatical.
Yes, of course she has. She has done sabbatical. Kudos to the defense at what they're doing. You can see that there's no much threat coming from South Africans. They just keep the ball, like we said. They've been keeping possession, but they've not been purposeful. The difference between both sides here is that the Super Falcons have been very direct with the ball, and good thing too that they've started the way they left off in the first half. They've been pressing and also not allowing South Africans to get on the ball. This is what we saw in the early minutes of the first half, and they've maintained shape. I love what I've seen in this second half. Madugu has not told these girls to retreat. Rather, they've come out and they've not taken their legs off the gas, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't if they want to get anything out of this game. All
right, South Africa with the ball. Ashley Plum trying to stop jersey number 2, Ramalepe, and she's done that. Another South African came through, and successfully the Super Falcons chased them out. But the South Africans are back like bees around honey, and Jennifer Chegini with Captain Rashida Jibade coming in the midfield to support the team. Handball reprieve for the Nigerians. Of course, it was that same handball that led to the penalty awarded to the Super Falcons almost towards the end of the first half, and Captain Rashida Jibade duly converted that on past goalkeeper Andile Lamini, and so that free kick has been taken by Demenyi Tosin to Ashley Thompson. She has the ball back and plays that on out. Yes, chested down by Chiwendu Uozo, who was coming from an offside position, and so the linesman has called the attention of the central referee, who has given the South Africans possession of the ball via offside. Of course, the culprit being Chiwendu Uozo. Gabriela Salgado for the South Africans loops one in. Well done there by Tosin Demenyi, but South Africa has the ball back and they've lost it. Halimatu Anyide plays the ball towards Chiwendu Uozo. She's a left-footed attacker. She's been brought down, and the referee has just blown for a free kick to Nigeria. It's been a clean game so far, Jude. No yellow card in this one.
Yes, it's been a good game, Kufri. What we've only seen in this game, we've not seen dirty plays. We've only seen competitiveness and intensity. And when that is in a game, these fouls, sometimes because they are emotion. So when you touch them, they get a foul. So it's good. And I just want to commend the good work from Chiwendu Uozo. I've seen defensive contribution, how she tracked back, to defend for the team, and it's good. That's what we want to see. We want to see them playing as a whole, also defending together and attacking together. That's what I've seen, and I'm so impressed.
Possession in the hands of the Super Falcons. Throw-in, not well taken by Ashley Plumter. South Africa wins the ball back. All right, a long one sent there. Michelle Alozie helping out Halimatu Anyide. Rashida Jibade, Folashade Ijami Lucy. Another hop ball sent out by the South Africans. Osunacho Hale almost misplaced that one, and Nigeria will quickly gather that one through Chiamaka Nnadozie. Super Falcons taking it easy. I just think that they somehow needs to get a second goal against the South Africans. One goal is not enough to keep the South Africans at bay. All right, and so they must do the needful, do right by themselves, and score a second goal. Jennifer Chegini Uozo, she's almost everywhere. Halimatu Anyide tries to find Michelle Alozie, well controlled by the Houston Dash defender, bumping forward once again, sent in one there towards Esther Koko. Will she get there? No, it was Andile Lamini who got there first. That was a good move, Jude, by the Falcons.
Yeah, it's still about the directness of the team. You can see that they're very direct. That is one thing I like about them. It's not about how they move the ball around. Yes, they're doing their best, but they're very direct. And if you look at how this game has gone, we can safely say that the team who has been more purposeful, who has shown the most intent, is the Super Falcons, right? When they have the ball, the next time you see them is in the half of the Bayana, and it tells you a lot about what they can do.
Yeah, more intentional, more purposeful, and that's why they have 5 shots on target compared to 1 of the South Africans, and that was a very unsportsmanlike jab from Gabriela Salgado on the tummy of Esther Echegini. The referee saw nothing about that, still allowed the South Africans to go through with their throw-in. Here is South Africa, sent one in. Center circle, that's where we have the ball. Here they come, but Nigeria wins possession back. That was not a tidy play by the South Africans. Alimatu Anyude sending one with no purpose through. What was Andile Lamini doing there for the South Africans? Almost lost that one to the onrushing Nigerian player. South Africa scriptly getting the ball up front, attacking Nigeria, and that was well done. And that will be penalty to South Africa. What was Michel Alozie thinking? What was not Michel Alozie, Osinachi Ohale. Of course, that South African went past her like breeze. And of course, she was going to connect with that pass from her teammates. And Osinachi Ohale just pulled her shed back inside the 18-yard box. Maybe a hand. Maybe that started outside the 18-yard box or inside, or started outside into inside of the 18-yard box. The V.A.R will be called into action as far as that one is concerned, but the referee has given a penalty to the South Africans, just like she did in the first half to the Nigerians. And so we see the result of the V.A.R because Nigerians went complaining to the referee, and she said she will hear from the V.A.R. What's the outcome, the verdict? I think it will stay. It will stand. Yes, because the referee is instructing goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie to do what is right, and of course ensure that one of her feet is on the line as she goes to potentially save that one. That was very, very uncalled for from Osinachi Ohale, from being one of the heroes of the Super Falcons in the quarterfinal game against Zambia to being the villain in this situation. All right, but let's see if Chiamaka Nnadozie, the only player who has the responsibility now, single-handedly so, to save the Super Falcons from this situation. The South Africans had the opportunity of equalizing from the spot from 12 yards, just like the Super Falcons had the opportunity of drawing the first blood from the spot in the final seconds of regulation time in the first half. And just like it was Rasheedat Ajibade who was called to action to lead the team by example from the sport, we also know jersey number 15 for South Africa, captain of the side, Jane Rufiole, has been called up to action, as she will be the one to do just that. Why is she waiting? We don't know whether the V.A.R is still being consulted, but again, we're all waiting for the referee to give a final order. All right, we're still waiting. I think the V.A.R is still being called into action. He's still looking at the situation, and then we'll wait and see. Chiamaka Nnadozie, of course, one of the things that brought her to limelight, especially playing for FC Paris in France, is the fact that she's a good goalkeeper when it comes to penalties, and maybe she will be able to do that for the Super Falcons of Nigeria in this one. We're still waiting for the verdict of the video assistant referee to confirm. Yes, it's been confirmed, and it's a penalty kick to South Africa. That has been confirmed, and South Africa will have the opportunity. I'm not sure if Jane Rufiolo, talking about the captain of the side, who will take this one. I don't think so. I think they've changed, but let's see and confirm who has been given the responsibility to equalize. It's jersey number 10. We're talking about Linda Matadlo, one of the experienced players for South Africa, up against Chiamaka Nnadozie. She steps up and she scores. Chiamaka Nnadozie well beaten on that occasion, and the South Africans have equalized in this semi-final game between them and the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Well done there by the South African. The V.A.R came through for them and said yes, it was a penalty against the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and the South Africans have just converted that one. 2 goals in this one, 2 of them from the sports, converted by the 2 teams, converted by the captains of the 2 teams, and of course parity Good is restored.
Yeah, parity is restored. But let's talk about the lead up to that particular penalty call. It was unnecessary. It wasn't called for. We can see what happened there. Defensively, I think they slept on some of the South Africans. Alozie, I've talked about her before. She was just backtracking, and the ball they played the ball behind the defender there, and what she did wasn't expected. The game now is 1-1, and it's more like 50-50 now, and is the game for anybody. Anybody can win as it stands right now. It's now open and is back to play and win.
All right, it's a team sports, if you ask me. And if one player has been beaten, it's the responsibility of the other player who is available next to the action to try and stop that flow from the opposing side. And I think that was what Osinachi Ohale should have done. That was needless from an experienced defender. She easily would have been the captain of the Super Falcons right now, but on that occasion, she has not covered herself in glory and committed that blunder. The ball went past her easily, and instead of just allowing play, maybe the South Africans would have lost that one, but she just needlessly obstructed that South African player, and V.A.R said it was done inside the 18-yard box, and so penalty that was given by the central referee upheld by the V.A.R. South Africans had opportunity to realize and rightly took up that opportunity, scored, and it's 1-1 between Nigeria and South Africa. All right, free kick throw into the South Africans. Now they are on the ascendancy. Jennifer Ichegini had a blow on her body earlier, but she's been attended to. She's on the touchline waiting to get back on the pitch and play for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. All right, we're back to square one, talking about the two teams, and South Africans now are winning possession of the ball, winning the second balls against the Nigerians who must watch it. Maybe with about 30 minutes to go, Justin Madugu should start considering substitution right now. Maybe bringing some players with plenty of energy to see how they can get back into contention in this encounter. Free kick to Nigeria. Rashida Ajibade winning that one. Jude, your thoughts? 60 minutes on the clock. And of course, this is to officially say that the Predict and Win has ended on our Facebook and live feed. We're checking the time, and we will compile the entries and bring you the results tomorrow on Champion Sports from 5 to 6. All right, midweek edition of the show on 90.7 FM. Your thoughts quickly on the last 5 minutes of this one. Do you think that it's high time that Justin Madugu made substitutions in this game? Of course.
I think it's high time. He does that. Looking at the way the game is going now, the Super Falcons, they've conceded their defense that has been breached. Of course, they went against the quality side, but it's not just the defense. And we're looking at what has happened to the team. We're not seeing that spark. We're not seeing that spark. We're not seeing that fire. The game looks more like South Africans and looks more open. You can see from the midfield and how South Africans, are actually controlling this particular game. And it tells you that something needs to be done. The coach needs to think, needs to read this game, and make a decision to bring in that player that we change the way the game is going.
All right, I think it's the end of the road in this game for Jennifer Echegini. She will be replaced as she's come back. Yes, Christy Uchebe, Justin 10, has come on for Jennifer Echegini in the midfield. All right, that's a fresh blood injected in the midfield of the Super Falcons. We'll see the effect of that, the impact of that on the game for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. But beyond Christy Uchebe, we are also hoping that the technical crew of the Super Falcons can do one or two more subs to change the current trajectory or flow of the game as it is being controlled by the South Africans right now. It's 1-1 between Nigeria and South Africa. 65 minutes on clock. Game back in action. Salgado sent in a long one, finds her teammates. Have possession of the ball. This is Hilda Maguire. Rashida Ajibade briefly truncated that move, but South Africa has the ball back. They have a way of this short, cripsy combinations, passes, opportunity there. You mentioned earlier, Jude, that the defense of the Super Falcons has been breached. Maybe not from open play. From open play, it has not been breached, but from the sports in regulation time, yes, it has. And we will see how they respond to that.
You know, even in open play, what Africans have done, we've not seen anything do that against Super Falcons. They've been able to slice open the Super Falcons defense, which of course we've not seen in this tournament so far. Like I said, these things happen when you play a quality side. You know, they do things that you've not experienced before. So that's what we are seeing, you know, in this game. South Africans, the game is open now. It's 1-1. It's anybody's game at the moment. The Super Falcons poor passes, which of course we complained about in the first half. And when you look at the defense is not really that solid, in my opinion, in this particular game, like what we saw against the Bababanda in the Zambia tie. So I think there's a lot of work to do for Justin Madigu, especially decision making, because it needs to change a lot of things in this game. That energy, that verve looks to be down at the moment, and it needs to be revived.
All right, throw into the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Ijamilu Falcons of Nigeria, 6 at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations first semi-final. We're right here on Champion 90.7 FM. All right, and like I did announce earlier, the predicted win has ended on our social media platforms, YouTube and Facebook. Back to the action. Salgado has done well since she started this game for South Africa. Started from the beginning. She's held her own on the left side of South Africa's defense. But the Nigerians have not been able to hold their own. That player was dispossessed. Talking about a Super Falcons player, Limatu Anyide. But Nigeria have possession of the ball back. But Nigeria have possession of the ball back. But more often than none, they do nothing purposeful with the ball. Seems now that appears like fatigue has set in. But again, you begin to ask yourself, fatigue from where? Tiredness from where? It was just last week Friday they played against Zambia, and they didn't travel out to Casablanca, unlike the South Africans who came to Casablanca on, I think it was on Sunday, and they had a training session on Monday, and that's just it. And they got ready for this one. Nigeria must ensure that they pick themselves up, begin to play the way that they started this game in the first 50 minutes and get themselves back. Of course, Nigerians who are watching this game, Jude, will now be ruining those missed chances in the first 50 minutes of this encounter. If the Super Falcons had converted 2 of their 4 shots on target, maybe the story will not be this tensed.
Of course, Kufri. That's why we keep telling you that we keep saying that goals win you games. Right, goals win you games. When you don't take your chances, what happens is that you come back to view those missed chances, and we just hope that's not what we're going to witness tonight. What we've seen here, a lot of these players look like they're really tired. Ainde and even Iazor, they look lost in the heat of the game. We can't really get to find them. South Africans, they've taken the game. I think the one goal that they scored have revived something in them, and of course the game is more like the South Africans now. They are the one dictating play, and a lot of energy has been lost from the Nigerian side of it. But Madigu just has to do something. He has to bring in players now. I think at this point the likes of Babajide should be coming in, and then also I think we can start seeing Asisa Oshola. We can start seeing, of course, right now we might need experience as well in this kind of game. But all said and done, it's still very much open. It's still anybody's game, and let's see what happens. Kufre.
Yeah, aside from those names you mentioned, we still have Tony Payne. We have Ifeoma Onumnu. I don't think Ifeoma Onumnu has played a minute in this competition. I'm not sure, but we've not seen her too much or at all in this competition. She's a striker, she's an attacker. Tony Payne is also an experienced player in the Super Falcons setup. Odega as well, Francis Odega, although she's not listed on the bench in this encounter. But Ifeoma Onumnu and Tony Payne, Aziza Oshola, these are players that can come add some, some ginger, like we say in local parlance, to help the Super Falcons get back on the way they started. Okay, not about shouting and screaming on the touchline for the coach Justin Madrigal, but tinkering about what next for the Super Falcons in collaboration with members of his technical crew. The Super Falcons have possession of the ball. 72 minutes on the clock, less than 20 minutes of action left in regulation time. Are we going to see a winner before the end of 90 minutes? It's 1-1. Both goals scored from the spots. Rasheedat Ajibade and Jane Refuolo scoring for the two teams, and the referee has just signaled for throwing to the Super Falcons of Nigeria on this side of on the left side of the Super Falcons attack. Right, and just waiting for that one. It's been taken. Ashley Plumter tries to send one in. She's been brought down. Referee says no, that's not an infringement. It's a goal kick to South Africa. Seems Jude, everything is just going against the Super Falcons of Nigeria.
Yeah, this is where Madugu should come in. This is where Madugu should come in. He just has to make that change, or that changes. This is what he needs to do. If not, the Super Falcons might just be throwing this one away, because the momentum has been swung to the direction of the South Africans. They are now in control of the game. They are now in charge of the game. They are dominating the game, and what we used to see the Super Falcons do before, South Africans are not doing it, and it's not looking really good for the Super Falcons. So I think Madugu has to step in now. This is where you have to tweak the game tactically. You have to bring in players. Because what we need now is a tactical change, a change that is going to change the trajectory of how the Super Falcons have been set up to play. We need that tweak at this moment, and this kind of tweaks we can only get to see them in when players come in. We need players. That's what we need. We need players to come in and change this game.
All right, it's a long one there from the South Africans, and well done by the defense of Nigeria, trying to break here. And yes, Uchebe, will she find Rasheedat Ajibade? Yes, she does. They're trying to break. The South Africans trying to regroup and defend this line. Michel Alozie galloping like a very strong person right there, but she was unable to get to that ball on time from Rasheedat Ajibade, and she's taking her time to quickly recover and get back to her position. It was anxious moment for the Super Falcons some minutes ago. The South Africans switching play from the left side of the attack to the danger zone of the Nigerians. Hilda Magaya, who came in for the Seso Makubela, of course, had contact with the ball, went past the legs of goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie, but because she had a bit of touch with her body on that play by the South African, she was able to slow down the pace of that ball. Enough time for Chiamaka Nadozie, sorry, enough time for Osinachi Ohale to quickly get to that ball before the ball crossed the line and cleared the lines. We've seen the first yellow card of this encounter going to Halimatu Anyide for obstructing the South African there, just number 12, talking about Jermaine Soposemwe. And so Halimatu Anyide has gone to the books of the central referee. Maybe it's enough time. We're just looking at that last opportunity by the South Africans. That one would have beaten the Nigerian defense easily, but for the timely intervention of Osinachi Ohale, the lines were cleared. Like I was saying, perhaps enough time or the right time for coach Justin Madugu to make a substitution. Alimatu Anyide, it's anxious moments, it's a squeaky bum time, maybe time for Deborah Abiodun to be called into action.
Yeah, Kufre, you can see that a lot of things are not working for Super Falcons right now. They're showing signs of frustration. We just saw that from my end as well. Loose possessions. They're just losing balls. We've talked about the passes, which of course has not been connecting so far in this game. We're seeing a different game entirely in the second half. That's what it means. That's what it means when you fail to take your chances. Because as it is now, they're tied, and the South Africans scoring goal restored hope and belief that they can still win this tie. If the game was taken away from them, I think it would have been different right now. But this is football, and that's why you must take your chances. The South Africans, they have grown into confidence in this particular game. There's this belief in the way they play. They look more intentional. They look more purposeful, more determined. You see how they're keeping the ball, how they're playing the ball around and trying to the Super Falcons. You know, it's I don't know what Madugu is doing at the moment. He ought to have been making some changes right now. When you look at the likes of even what Alozie looks really tired, in my opinion. She looks tired, and I wouldn't lie to you, she has been the weak link so far. Ashley Plum, she has done fantastically well in this position to hold it down and not to be a shink in the hammer of this Super Falcon side. As Alozie's position has been the weak link so far in this particular tie, and that is what we're seeing. Lunging forward, she looks really tired. I think Madugu should just make the changes.
All right, so it's 75 minutes on the clock, 78 minutes right now on the clock, 12 minutes left in regulation time to play for the two teams, and the ball is in possession of the Nigerians. All right, it's perhaps going to be a very long 12 minutes from now. The coach, we're not seeing any movements in the Nigerian side of the technical areas. South Africa controlling the ball. They have possession of the ball now. This is quite dangerous. That one has been taken, parried by the goalkeeper. No, went over the bar without a touch from Chamaka Nadoze for goal kick to Nigeria. That was beautifully done by Jamin Soposenwe, one of the experienced players. She's going to call it quits for the South Africans after this tournament, but that one didn't go anywhere near shot on target, and so Nigeria will restart the game from the back. Of course, also looking like Ashley Plumter has tired off as far as this game is concerned. We've seen two subs by the South Africans and one by the Nigerians. The first one was a default substitution. The first one for Nigeria as well, default substitution. But intentionally, the South Africans brought in Sasene to replace Rama Lepe from the right side of the attack, from the right side of the defense into attack. And we'll just wait and see what happens. The South African is down. Talking about Hilda Magaya. She's been a great addition in the attack for the South Africans since she came on board. The 26th minute to replace the injured Makubela. All right, the game is on pause as we speak. All right, South Africans continue to take advantage. Now we're seeing traffic in the technical area of the Super Falcons. I think I just cited Abiodun now. All right, Deborah Abiodun definitely will come up. It should be a straight replacement for Halimatu Anyide, because Halimatu Anyide, she won't put all her effort into going for 50-50 balls, or even balls she has more possession of or more advantage of winning, because she wouldn't want to get a second booking that will translate into a red card. And so quickly, perhaps the next opportunity, we'll see Justin Madugu make that change. Okay, Nigerian players should be more aware of their immediate environments when they are about receiving passes because the South Africans are equally watching, can just quickly come from behind or from anywhere to steal that one. Referee giving the ball once again, the infringement against the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I think that was a 50-50 standoff from two players, one from each side. Deborah Abiodun will come up now, coming down to this action to replace perhaps Halimatu Anyide. Yes, rightly so. Halimatu Anyide will be subbed off and replaced by Deborah Abiodun. That was rightly done, isn't it, Jude?
Yes, it was rightly done because we need more force. We need an enforcer in that midfield area, and
more energy.
Yeah, exactly. That's of course more energy, someone to enforce, and that's what Abiodun is coming to do with Anyide being carded. Of course, that she must have lost something. That to push in that midfield, and I really want to see ESO out of this game. Honestly, I think at this time we need Babajide Winsola in this particular game, because we're losing rather, or should I say we've lost that energy, that attacking verve that we need in this game. Because as it looks right now, if we continue to play like this, I don't see us getting chances to win at all. It's not there. We're not playing like a team that wants to win at the moment. So we need players who can create, and defensively we've not been really doing great. I think the game dropped. The games of Dimei and Ohale coming into the second half, they didn't look like the same players in the first half, and that has been a problem for us. You can see the penalty that that we conceded. It was really unnecessary. It was poor defending. It was bad decision, and that of course has cost us and has put us in this particular situation that we're in.
All right, we'd like to say thank you to our online watchers, online listeners, especially on YouTube. At point we had about 1,200 viewers from there, and you guys are pretty much right there. We want to say thank you to our online community. I mean, plenty of predictions have come through. A lot of them not happy right now, as Nigeria continue to see how they can get back in the lead in this game against South Africa. Someone is asking, what is the score line? It's 1-1, still 1-1, 8 or 7 minutes of regulation time left in this encounter. All right, so we've seen a lot of predictions come through. One prediction said that Nigeria will beat South Africa by 2-0, but hey, currently it's not what's happening. All right, it's just 1-0 apiece. Okay, that's the situation right now. The Super Falcons have possession of the ball. Like I said, 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. Some of our online watchers, listeners, wanted us to show this game live. I just say at the beginning, was that a penalty? No, I think there's a serious injury right there, and a lot of players, I don't know, players from the two countries, from the two sides, are crying and have covered their heads and their faces in the turf. It's perhaps a very serious injury, very serious collision inside the danger zone, 18-yard box of the South Africans, and stretchers have been called, medical assistants have been called as well. We can see a crowd around those two players, one from the Super Falcons, the other from the South Africans. We can see some players crying, covering their faces in tears, covering their faces with their hands. Captain, goalkeeper for the Super Falcons, Chiamaka Nadozie as well, Hilda Magai, not being able to watch that one. This definitely has been an instant psychological trauma for these girls. I think it's a South African who has been seriously injured, but we're not sure, but we can confirm that in a bit. Game is currently on pause. Like I said, I think it's a South African player who has seriously gotten injured, who has seriously been injured. There was a collision after a free kick was taken inside the 18-yard box of the South Africans. And so, not a good sight. Not a good sight at all. We will confirm who the player is, but it's a South African player because they are the worst hits in terms of their immediate reaction to that injury to that particular player. Okay, can't see any green shirts on the top, but yellow shirts. We can see Desiree Ellis, the coach of South Africa, comforting the players one after the other, and the technical staff as well of South Africa. Okay, now we can officially confirm that it's a South African that has, and I think it's the number 9 jersey, Gabriela Salgado, who's been worse hit with that collision. She's not having it easy at all. We have medical attendants surround her, including one South African player, trying to comfort and console her. But again, we get to know what exactly the nature of the injury is, but it is not good when you take into consideration the reactions from Nigerian players and South African players after it happened. She's been lifted into the stretchers, but she's still on top. I think she's been attended to. First response to that injury is being granted to her. It's been done to the player, jersey number 9 for South Africa, Gabriela Salgado. All right. We know that the time will continue to run. We are 5 minutes out of the regulation time, but based off on this injury timeout, the central referee definitely will add more minutes than we saw in the first 45 minutes of the encounter once we're done with the 90 minutes. Still 1-1 between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Banyana of South Africa. And so, yes, the player is being stretched off, and definitely she's going to be met with her teammates and, of course, our opposing numbers who are greeting her. She's been given a standing ovation by the spectators at the Lali Zaubi Stadium. That wasn't a good one. I don't know if it's a broken leg, all right, but subsequently we get to know before the end of this broadcast to see if it's a broken leg or it's a torn flesh. But the game will restart. The game will restart, and we are about 2 minutes of regulation time left in this first semi-final of the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations between Nigeria and South Africa. In case of watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, like I did announce earlier, we do not have the right to show this game, and we cannot show you any second of this one because of right infringement. And so what you can make do of is the blow-by-blow accounts of this game via our live studio coverage. Okay. Gabriela Salgado has been replaced by another South African, and we are talking about Sibulele Holweni. Sibulele Holweni plays for Western Cape University women's team. She's 24. She's come on to replace number 9 jersey for South Africa, who has been stretched off because of that very terrible injury to her. Talking about Gabriela Salgado. All right, action continues. 11 players each on the pitch for each team, and this is South Africa still coming through. She'll beat every Nigerian player that she came through, and she's won a corner kick in the process. I think this is going to be the first corner kick for the South Africans. In this one, we've seen low corner kicks played, low number of corner kicks played in this one. This is the third one. I definitely right on that one. The first two went to Nigeria. This is the third, and the first for third of the game, and the first for the South Africans. Nigerian defense must really watch this one. Defending this one with few seconds to go before the end of regulation time. We're just waiting to see how many more minutes will be added to this one. All right, once we have that, we will tell you. Corner kick has been taken, and it was straight on the roof of the goalpost of Nigeria. All right, Chiamaka Nnadozie will replace the ball on the line and restart the game. This is definitely a fight to finish for the two teams. Perhaps they will need 30 more minutes. Yes, 30 minutes in extra time to contend and vie for an opportunity to be part of the final this weekend against Morocco or Ghana. This one spilled. Goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie coming through our line to clear that one. Deborah Abiodun finds Michel Alozie, cuts in, beating one player, but stopped by another. South Africa have possession of the ball. They will go through from the left. Hilda Magaya, Jane. Nigeria wins possession back through Rasheedat Ajibade. 6 minutes of added time, we've been told. Chiwendu Ozo, stopped by that South African, chasing the ball, wins the ball back, plays with captain Rasheedat Ajibade, who sends one in towards who? Esther Okoronkwo was ready to blast that one towards the goalpost of South Africa, but it was well defended by the Rainbow Nation, and Nigeria wins the latest corner kick.
Yes, so far, Kufri, the game has been a game of two halves. The South Africans, I think, have been the better team in this second half. The Super Falcons have not really been themselves, especially the defense for me has not really been up to standard, the standard of we've seen them in this competition. They've really had a poor game. I keep saying Alozie and even Ohale, she's not had the best of the game in the second half, and we don't really we're expecting a lot from them. We want to see what they can do, especially our attackers, Ezo, Okonkwo. They seem to have lost that energy, and a change is needed in this game. Losing possession unnecessarily, they can't keep the ball, they can't hold possession, they can't control the game. Poor passes, and these things we've seen in the second half, and they've not really helped us at all.
A lot of watchers online, especially on YouTube, wanting us to show the match for the opt-in time. We can't say this enough. We do not have the right to show you any second of this game because of copyright infringement, and so you have to make do with what you are getting on our YouTube page. Super Falcons coming again. Don't forget, 6 minutes added time was given by the central referee. We've done 3 minutes already. Captain Rasheedat Ajibade plays with Esther Okoronkwo, who turns the ball in, wasting a bit of time, but quickly releasing the ball towards Michel Alozie, who sends one in. And what happens right there? It's a goal for the Super Falcons, and yes, it's a goal! And the Super Falcons have the second goal, and for the second time leading this semi-final game against South Africa. It was a long one from Michel Alozie from a weaker foot, connected pretty much by Folashade Ijamilusi, as the Super Falcons lead by 2-1, beating every South African and the goalkeeper Andile Dlamini in that one stretch and one in-swinger from Michel Alozie. And it's goal number 2 for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and might just be all she wrote in this encounter. It came from nowhere. See the jubilation from Nigerians and fans and supporters of the Super Falcons inside the Labi Zaoli Stadium. Let's see that once again. Perhaps the V.A.R will be called into this, but I think the girls were onside. It was just a bit of touch from that Nigerian, or maybe it's a Michel Alozie goal. We're not sure, but that will be confirmed in the bit. But what is sure is that the Super Falcons lead South Africa by 1-0. Jude, yes, no one touched this one. The South African goalkeeper touched it. No other Super Falcons player touched that one except for Michel Alozie, who launched that one in. Maybe from another angle, it was Folashade Ijamilusi, who was the last Nigerian player to touch that one. But that is inconsequential as we speak. You can see the different celebratory mood and different celebrations from Nigerian players, from the goalkeeper to the defenders, to the attackers, to everyone in the stadium supporting and rooting for the Super Falcons. All excited, but no excitement at all from the face or from any part of the body of Coach Justin Madugu, because it is not yet over.
Of course, it is not yet over, but we can all see what this means for the girls. Of course, 2-1, they lead, and in added time, it means that they just have to keep composure. They have to, maintain shape and structure and see the game off and allow the clock wind down. We just have 1 minute left on the clock, even less than 1 minute left on the clock, and let's see what they can do and just kill this game off. That's what they need to do. The Super Falcons, they've been a fantastic team this tournament, and I'm not quite impressed with how they've actually played this game, to be honest with you, Kufre. I was expecting more. I'm not quite impressed with with the way the game has been, but what can we do? What can we say? A win is a win, and that is what is important for us at this time.
And it's all about game management as we speak, and that's what the Nigerians are doing right now. They had the attack a few seconds ago, and the South African goalkeeper Andile Dlamini came through to save the South Africans on that occasion, and almost as she released the ball, a Nigerian player went down on the turf, and she will be given medical attention. The game has been put on ice, and so the 6 minutes added time has come and gone, and so we're just waiting for how many more minutes or seconds the central referee will allow once the game is restarted. But excitement all over on the pitch and as well around the stadium there in Casablanca. The Super Falcons scoring almost on the death of the extra time, of the 6 minutes extra time given by the central referee. And so they will hope to hold on to hang in there and manage this game very well to ensure that they beat these highly technical and highly motivated, skilled South Africans who perhaps will lose their crown, lose their throne at the end of this competition, because currently they are looking at being defeated by the Super Falcons of Nigeria. The game has restarted. The South Africans will try to quickly get into the half of the Super Falcons. They've done that easily. If you ask me, from that occasion, Abiodun, Deborah not able to do anything right there. They switch play to the right side of the attack. Ashley Plumter is right there, and she wins the ball. And it's a tango right there. Won once again by the South Africans. What's happening? The Nigerian defense, and that was a misplaced pass by that South African player. And yes, it's all over from the Laobi Zaoli Stadium. It's all over. The Super Falcons, is it? Maybe not. It's a substitution effected by the technical bench of the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Chiwendu Iyozo has been replaced in this one. Just part of the game management, like I did mention earlier. Referee will allow more seconds to allow the game to continue. Of course, Nigerians just can't wait. Yes, finally, it's all over. The Super Falcons of Nigeria, 9-time African champions, have beaten the reigning champions of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, the Bayana of South Africa, the hard way. Yes, the hard way, and maybe unexpectedly so, because of the manner that happened. We saw a very terrible injury to Gabriela Salgado, and maybe that really played on the psychology of the Bayana. And when the game started, maybe still trying to get themselves back, motivate themselves to get back into the game at 1-1. And of course, that long intrigger came through from Michel Alozie, and that almost beat everybody. The goalkeeper for South Africa touched that one, but it turned to be the ball strode into the back of the net for the final goal. A second time the Super Falcons led in that one. The Super Falcons of Nigeria have beaten South Africa, reigning champions, by 2-1, and they will play the final of the competition this weekend against Morocco or Ghana. We have to go on this live broadcast of this game right on Champion 90.7 FM. Quickly, your final thoughts on this one, 10 seconds.
All right, the Super Falcons, they've won. Congratulations to them. And for South Africa, what a way to lose, especially losing a player, Gabriel Gabriel Sagado in the manner that she did, in the manner that she left the field is really sad. And of course, they're off to the final.
And we're going to talk more about this in the days to come. Tomorrow we'll come and talk more. We have to go. Thank you so much for being part of this special live broadcast of the game right here on Champion 90.7 FM. Have a fantastic evening.
Champion 90.7 FM. Let us ignite the fire within you home and no more. Champion 90.7 FM. Champion 90.7 FM.
Láti lè ṣe Champion FM 90.7 gẹ́gẹ́ aago méje alẹ́ lù. Akọ àtàárọ̀ àsìkò iṣẹ́ òní ìròyìn àpapọ̀ ló ń dé sétí ìgbọ́ yín láti lè ṣe Champion FM 90.7 Ọlámídé Abíọ́dún lóníròyìn. Ìgbákejì ààrẹ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí Àtíkù Abubakar níròyìn ti gbé pé kò tí ì fẹnu ìgbésẹ̀ rẹ̀ láti darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú African Democratic Congress ADC jóná dáadáa lẹ́yìn tó kọ̀wé fipò rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ìyẹn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party PDP lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá. Ìròyìn náà ṣàlàyé pé ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé Àtíkù mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ dá ìdarapọ̀ rẹ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ADC dúró ni nígbà náà. Ìròyìn náà sọ pé Àtíkù fẹ́ fi ìforúkọ sílẹ̀ rẹ̀ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ADC ṣe iṣẹ́ ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ tí a kìí fi ran ọmọ ẹni. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ kan tó sọ l'Àbújá lánàá, àwọn ìrìn àjò rẹ̀ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí léyìí tó tún lè ṣe okùnfà ìdádúró fún ìgbésẹ̀ rẹ̀. Ìròyìn ọ̀hún sọ pé Àtíkù mọ àmọ̀dájú lórí pàtàkì àti àmì tó lápẹẹrẹ tí ìdarapọ̀ rẹ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ADC lè mú bá àwọn àjọṣepọ̀ òṣèlú àti ìwòye àwọn ará ìlú ṣáájú ètò ìdìbò ọdún 2027. Wọ́n wá ní bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kò tí ì sí pàtó ọjọ́ tí yóò gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Ìròyìn náà sọ pé ìgbésẹ̀ náà ó pọn dandan fún un. Ilé-iṣẹ́ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti fèsì lóhùn tó le koko sí àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí aṣáájú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Conservative tilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì Kẹ́mi Badenoch sọ nípa àwọn òfin ìjẹ́ ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Báyọ̀ Ọ̀nànúgà tó jẹ́ olùbádámọ̀ràn pàtàkì sí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu lórí ètò ìròyìn àti ìlànà sọ̀rọ̀ tako èrò Badenoch pé òun kò lè sọ àwọn ọmọ òun di ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà nítorí obìnrin tóun jẹ́. Ọ̀nànúgà ṣàpèjúwe ọ̀rọ̀ náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí irọ́ tó jìnnà sóòótọ́. Ó wá rọ ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè UK láti fi Badenoch ránṣẹ́ sílé kó lè wá kọ́ àtúnkọ́ ẹ̀kọ́. Ó ṣàpèjúwe ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ohun tó tàbùkù òfin orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà léyìí tó yẹ kí ó tọrọ àforíjìn lórí rẹ̀. Ó tọ́ka sí abala 25 òfin orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tọdún 1999 gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe ṣàtúnṣe rẹ̀. Ọ̀nànúgà fọ̀rọ̀ lé pé Bádé náà parọ́ ni ó sì yẹ kó tọrọ àforíjìn lọ́wọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Sẹ́nítọ̀ tó ń ṣojú àwọn èèyàn agbègbè àárín gbùngbùn ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan ń balẹ̀ sílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lónìí pẹ̀lú bí àwọn alátìlẹyìn rẹ̀ ṣe péjọ sí ẹnu ọ̀nà àbáwọlé láti kí i káàbọ̀ àti láti ṣe kóríyá fún un. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ aláàbò nìròyìn sọ pé wọ́n wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà àbáwọlé ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà orílẹ̀-èdè yìí tí wọ́n ń ṣe àyẹ̀wò ọkọ̀ àti gbogbo èèyàn tó bá fẹ́ wọlé fínífíní. Bí ọkọ̀ ọlọ́pàá 5 ni wọ́n gbé sí àwọn ọ̀nà pàtàkì tó wọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin lónìí. Èyí kò ṣe lẹ́yìn bí Natasha ṣe ń lé fùrùkọ́kọ́ láti padà sí ẹnu iṣẹ́ ìṣòfin táwọn èèyàn yàn án sí, bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ ìkìlọ̀ kan wáyé fún Natasha pé kò gbọdọ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ ààrẹ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin. Ó wá sọ fáwọn oníròyìn lákòókò ètò ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ agbègbè kan pé òun ti kọ̀wé tẹ́lẹ̀ sí ààrẹ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin lórí ìpinnu òun léyìí tí ó ń jiyàn lé lórí. Ó wá fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé òun yóò lọ sílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìdájọ́ ilé ẹjọ́ ṣe sọ. Nínú ìròyìn míì, ọwọ́ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ Delta ti bá Kevin Okpororo ọmọ ọdún 27 fún ẹ̀sùn ìpànìyàn pẹ̀lú bó ṣe gba ẹ̀mí lẹ́nu olólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ Excellence, ẹni tó jẹ́ ìyá àwọn ọmọkùnrin rẹ̀ méjèèjì. Agbẹnusọ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ náà Bright Edafe ló fìdí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún múlẹ̀ lánàá nílùú Àsàbà tí í ṣe olú ìlú ìpínlẹ̀ Delta. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ṣe sọ, ọkọ Excellence Okpororo rán lọ sọ́run àpàpàǹdodo láàrin ọjọ́ 26 sí ọjọ́ 27 oṣù kejì ọdún tá a wà yìí nílùú Sápẹ́lẹ́. Agbẹnusọ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá náà sọ pé afurasí náà ti kọ́kọ́ sá lọ lẹ́yìn tó ṣiṣẹ́ láabi ọwọ́ rẹ̀ tán, ṣùgbọ́n ọwọ́ ti tẹ̀ ẹ́ báyìí tó sì ti ń ṣẹ́jú pàkópàkó láti mọ́lé àwọn ọlọ́pàá. Lásìkò tí wọ́n fọ̀rọ̀ wá ọ̀daràn ọ̀hún lẹ́nu wò, ó sọ pé oògùn olóró tóun mú ló ṣokùnfà ìwà ìpànìyàn tóun hù, pẹ̀lú bí òun ṣe fi hámà lu ìyàwó òun lórí nígbà 3 ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ jáde lára rẹ̀. Ó fi kún pé iṣẹ́ jìbìtì orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára ìyẹn yahoo lòun ṣe àti pé òun kábàámọ̀ pípa ìyá àwọn ọmọ òun. Ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń gbófinró kan tó jẹ́ ti àjọ tó ń gbógun ti ìmọ́tótó àyíká àti agbègbè nípínlẹ̀ Èkó níròyìn ti gbé pé wọ́n ti ti ilé ìgbafẹ́ alẹ́ kan Lighthouse Club tó wà ní Lẹ́kí pa látàrí pé wọ́n kọlu òfin ìmọ́tótó àyíká lẹ́yìn táwọn aláṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ náà ti gbàwé ìkìlọ̀ láìmọye ìgbà. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Tòkunbọ̀ Wahab tó jẹ́ kọmíṣánná fẹ́tọ̀ àyíká àti ọ̀rọ̀ omi nípínlẹ̀ Èkó ló fọ̀rọ̀ náà léde lójú òpó ẹ̀rọ ayélujára rẹ̀. Ó sọ pé àwọn kò ní ṣí ilé ìgbafẹ́ alẹ́ náà títí táwọn aláṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ náà yóò fi tẹ̀lé òfin ìmọ́tótó. Látara rẹ̀ ni mímúṣẹ àwọn òfin ariwo nípínlẹ̀ Èkó léyìí tí àjọ làṣẹ́pà gbọ́dọ̀ rí wípé wọ́n ṣe ìlànà òfin lórí rẹ̀. Ìròyìn náà jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé fún gbogbo ẹni tó ní ilé ìgbafẹ́ jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àwọn òfin àyíká pọn dandan, kì í ṣe tó o bá fẹ́. Ẹ̀tọ́ táwọn ará àdúgbò ní láti gbádùn àlàáfíà lágbègbè wọn ó borí èyíkéyìí àǹfààní ilé-iṣẹ́ tàbí ìṣòwò kankan. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ti fi léde lọ́jọ́ Monday ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí pé kò sí ìbẹ̀rù tàbí ìfòyà kankan lórí ìhàlẹ̀ tàbí ìgbésẹ̀ kankan lábẹ́ òfin tẹ́gbẹ́ tàbí ẹnìkankan lè gbé tako ètò ìsìnkú Àwùjalẹ̀ àti olórí ọba aládé gbogbo nílẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀bú tó wàjà láìpẹ́ yìí ọba Síkírù Káyọ̀dé Adétọ̀nà tí wọ́n sin nílànà ẹ̀sìn mùsùlùmí. Adájọ́ àgbà tó tún jẹ́ kọmíṣánná fétò ìdájọ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn Ṣínà Ògúnbádé Sàn lásìkò tó ń fèsì sí ìdúnkòokò àti ìhàlẹ̀ àgbáríjọ ìgbìmọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀sìn Ifá láti gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lábẹ́ òfin tako ìgbésẹ̀ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn àti ìdílé ọba Adétọ̀nà látàrí rírú òfin àti ìlànà ìsìnkú ọba nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ògúnbádé sọ wípé ìfàkókòṣòfò ló máa jẹ́ fún ẹnikẹ́ni láti pe ìjọba lẹ́jọ́ lórí ètò ìsìnkú Àwùjalẹ̀ èyí tó wà ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìgbàgbọ́ ẹ̀sìn ọba ọ̀hún. Ó ṣàlàyé pé ó wà níbàámu pẹ̀lú òfin láti jẹ́ kí ìjọba ṣàlàyé fínífíní lábẹ́ òfin àwọn ìlànà ìdájọ́ tó gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn lẹ́sẹ̀ lórí ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Nínú ìròyìn ilẹ̀ òkèèrè, ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà Donald Trump níròyìn ti gbé pé ó ti ń gbìyànjú ìgbésẹ̀ láti yọ orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà kúrò nínú àjọ àgbáyé tó ń ṣàkóso ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ àti àṣà ìyẹn UNESCO. Nínú eré ìdárayá, ẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù Inter Milan ti ṣètò láti mú ìgbìyànjú wọn lékún sí i láti kí ọwọ́ ìràwọ̀ agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Adémọ́lá Lukman bọ ìwé àdéhùn. Ìròyìn náà sọ pé àwọn ẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọ̀hún ń gbáradì kíkankíkan láti ra agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà náà lówó ìdíyelé tó ń lọ bíi $50 mílíọ̀nù pọ́ùn. Ìjíròrò tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ láàrin Inter àti ẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù Atlanta nírètí wà pé yóò so èso rere. Nínú ìròyìn míì lára eré ìdárayá, ìròyìn ti gbé pé ẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọ̀jẹ̀wẹ́wẹ́ àwọn obìnrin ìyẹn Flying Eagles ti gbowúrò sójú akẹgbẹ́ wọn láti orílẹ̀-èdè South Africa láti pèrègede fún ìpele tó kẹ́yìn àṣekágbá ìdíje ọ̀hún Super Falcon. Nàìjíríà ti gbégbá orókè báyìí ti na ẹni tó ń gbé orílẹ̀-èdè tó gbé ife ọ̀hún lọ́wọ́ South Africa. Ìròyìn àpapọ̀ kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún ti sáà yìí láti iléeṣẹ́ Champion FM 90.7. ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ Champion FM ẹ lè máa wò wá kedere lójú òpó àwọn ẹ̀rọ ayélujára wa. ẹ̀yin sáà ti lọ sáàchì fún Champion 90.7 FM lórí Facebook, Instagram, X page, TikTok tàbí YouTube láti máa gbádùn àwọn ètò wa lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan, tàbí kẹ́ ẹ máa wò wá kedere lójú òpó àgbáyé wa www.champion907fm.com. Teresa Adéyẹmí lolóòtú ìròyìn, èmi Ọlámídé Abíọ́dún ló mú wá sí ti gbọ́ yín. Ẹ ṣeun bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń tẹ́tí gbọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Champion FM 90.7. àwọn ètò ọlọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan tẹ̀ síwájú lédè Yorùbá. ẹ kú tẹ́tí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
Champion FM
We are champion.
90.7 Akínyẹ̀dé Òjòdú lámúlẹ́sí o.
We are champion.
Ibẹ̀ láti ń dábí ẹni tá ń rọ bí òwe.
We are champion.
We entertain, educate and informate o.
We are champion.
Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà kájẹ́ bùgbà yín jẹ́ o.
We are champion.
Ilé ayé ẹ jẹ́ ká múlẹ̀ sọ́dẹ̀sọ ká ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ò tó torí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kìtàkìtà. Ilé ayé ò tó pọ̀. Ilé ayé ò ṣe torí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kìtàkìtà. Ilé ayé. ayé òjò kan. From generation to generation, ilé ayé. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ mú lẹ́sọ̀lẹ́sọ̀ ká ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ò ṣe torí ẹ̀ ṣe kìlọ̀kìlọ̀. Ilé ayé ò tó nǹkan. Ilé ayé ò ṣe torí ẹ̀ ṣe kìlọ̀kìlọ̀. Ilé ayé ò tó nǹkan. Omi tá a bá dà sórí ilẹ̀ ló pa. Omi tá a bá dà sórí ilẹ̀ ló pa. Tó bá dọjọ́ ọjọ́ kan, a ó jìnnì iṣẹ́ wa. A ó jìnnì iṣẹ́ wa. Ọlọ́run ọba. Tó bá dọjọ́ ọjọ́ kan, a ó jìnnì iṣẹ́ wa. A ó jìnnì iṣẹ́ wa. Ọlọ́run ọba. Èmi ni mo jù ẹ́ lọ, ìwọ ló jù mí lọ. Lọ́jà wàhálà sílẹ̀ nílé ayé. Èmi ni mo jù ẹ́ lọ, ìwọ ló jù mí lọ. Lọ́jà wàhálà sílẹ̀ nílé ayé. From generation to generation, nílé ayé. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ká mú lẹ́sọ̀lẹ́sọ̀ ká ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ò ṣe torí ẹ̀ ṣe kìlọ̀kìlọ̀. Ilé ayé ò tó nǹkan. Ilé ayé ò ṣe torí ẹ̀ ṣe kìlọ̀kìlọ̀. Ilé ayé ò tó nǹkan. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, vanity. 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 Asán nínú asán, òfò lórí òfò. Asán lórí asán, òfò lórí òfò. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, vanity. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, vanity. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́mọdé, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́mọdé, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Ìyàwó pẹ̀lú ọkọ, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Ọ̀rẹ́ pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Ẹ̀gbọ́n pẹ̀lú àbúrò, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Má ṣe jà, má ṣe fàjọbọ, ṣọmọlúwàbí láyé rẹ o. Má ṣe jà, má ṣe fàjọbọ, ṣọmọlúwàbí láyé rẹ o. èrè wo nìjà ní tó ṣe kókó. Èrè wo nìjà ní tó ṣe kókó. Ohun tó wà nílé ayé pọ̀ ju tìjà. Ilé ayé ò tó nǹkan. Ohun tó wà nílé ayé pọ̀ ju tìjà. Ilé ayé ò tó nǹkan. From age of 1 to age of 20, àṣìwà lọ́mọ ìbáwí. From age of 1 to age of 20, àṣìwà lọ́mọ ìbáwí. From age of 20 to age of 40, àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé. From age of 50 to age of 60, àgbàṣe nǹkan ní. From age of 50 to age of 60, àgbàṣe nǹkan ní. From age of 60 to age of 70, ọjọ́ ti dalẹ̀. From age of 80 to age of 90, over time. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, vanity. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, vanity. Asán lórí asán, òfò lórí òfò. Asán lórí asán, òfò lórí òfò. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, vanity. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́mọdé, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Ìyàwó pẹ̀lú ọkọ, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Orílẹ̀-èdè sórílẹ̀-èdè, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Ọ̀rẹ́ pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ má ṣe jà o. Máa ṣe jà, máa ṣe fàjọpọ̀, ṣọmọlúàbí láyé rẹ̀ o. Máa ṣe jà, máa ṣe fàjọpọ̀, ṣọmọlúàbí láyé rẹ̀ o. Máa ṣe jà, máa ṣe fàjọpọ̀, ṣọmọlúàbí láyé rẹ̀ o. Máa ṣe jà, máa ṣe fàjọpọ̀, ṣọmọlúàbí láyé rẹ̀ o.
champion 90.7 ẹ̀fẹ̀ lóhùn ẹ̀ gbọ́. Ajẹ́kókò ẹ lómìnú, ajẹ́kókò ẹ lẹ́nu. Ẹni tó jáwé olúborí, òun ni wọ́n pè ní aṣíwájú. Champion 90.7 ẹ̀fẹ̀. Champion 90.7 ẹ̀fẹ̀. Rédíò kó àrà ọ̀tọ̀ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ èyí tọ́mọ aráyé fẹ́ gbọ́ sétí. Champion 90.7 ẹ̀fẹ̀. Àwọn ètò agbọ́fìkọ̀gbọ̀n lédè Yorùbá Gẹ̀ẹ́sì àti àdàmọ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Champion 90.7 ẹ̀fẹ̀. Number 1 l'Africa lẹ́sìn CMTN Drive Abiodun Ojodu. Champion 90.7 ẹ̀fẹ̀. Let us ignite the fire within you, home àtẹnumọ́. Champion 90.7 ẹ̀fẹ̀. Champion 90.7 FM. Champion 90.7 FM.
Ẹnìkan bá mi létí máa dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún ọ. Aṣọ ìgbà mi ti yá, aṣọ ìgbà mi ti kó. Jésù ló fàṣọ ìjà mi yá. Aṣọ ìjà mi ti yá, aṣọ ìjà mi ti kó. Ẹnìkan bá fẹ́ létí kó dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún kó sọ fún kó sọ fún wípé. Aṣọ ìjà rẹ̀ ti kó. Ẹnìkan bá fẹ́ bá ẹja kó ṣàlàyé fún wípé. Aṣọ ìjà rẹ̀ ti yá, aṣọ ìjọba ti yá.
Amọ̀nà tètè wá o, amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. Amọ̀nà tètè wá o, amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. Torí pé ayé ń bàjẹ́ o, amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. Ayé ń dàrú o, amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. Jésù Kristi la mọ̀nà, òun ló lè túnlé ayé wa ṣe o. À ń retí rẹ o bàbá, a fẹ́ rojú rẹ. Ìgbà tí Jésù bá dé, láyé yìí tó lè tọrọ. Ìgbà tí Jésù bá dé, láyé yìí tó lè dára. Ìkiri lójoojúmọ́, ìṣe lòfin gorí òfin. Síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ ara mi gbogbo, ayé òfin bẹ́ẹ̀ tòrò. Ológun bẹ lóde, ayé rọjò kiri, òṣèlú tún wọ bẹ̀ o. Ìpè lára yẹ ń ké, òṣèlú tó kọjá lọ. Ẹjọ́ láyé ń rọ, ológun ló tún dé bẹ̀ o. Ìpè lára yẹ ń ké, òtítọ́ ò ní lé mọ́. Irọ́ lára yẹ ń fẹ́, òdodo ò rí bí ìgbà o. Ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ti borí ayé, àfi tí Jésù bá dé, láyé yìí tó lè tọrọ. Àfi tí Jésù bá dé, ayé yìí tó lè dára. Amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ o, amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ wá. Ayé ń dàrú lọ o, ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń gorí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́, ayé máa dòbí rí po. Amọ̀nà tètè amọ̀nà o. Amọ̀nà o. Nítorí pé ayé ń bàjẹ́ o, amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. Ayé ń dàrú o, amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. Ohun tí ìwé mímọ́ wí, gbogbo rẹ̀ ló ti mi ṣẹ. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí Jésù wá sọ, gbogbo rẹ̀ ló ń fara hàn. Tábà wọnú ayé, a ó rí báyé ń dógò lọ. Orílẹ̀-èdè ń dìde sí ìra wọn, ogun àtọ̀tẹ̀ ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Ológun nílé, ogun nílé, ogun lóko. Wàhálà ayé yìí máa pọ̀jù o, alágbàwí tètè máa bọ̀. Oníláyé àtijọ́, ohun gbogbo ń lọ déédéé. Òjò ń rọ̀ lásìkò rẹ̀, òòrùn ń yọ lásìkò rẹ̀, òṣùpá ń yọ lásìkò rẹ̀, ọyẹ́ ń mú lásìkò rẹ̀, iṣu ń jáde lásìkò rẹ̀, àgbàdo ń jáde lásìkò rẹ̀. Mo ní láò fọ̀rọ̀ gùn, ohun gbogbo ń lọ déédéé. Ọ̀làjú 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 lóde ló báyé jẹ́. Àwọn tó ń sọ lórí ìwà, ọ̀kánjúwà ló fọ́jú ọ. Dùgbẹ̀dùgbẹ̀ kan fi lókè o, ayé ẹ jẹ́ àfúrá, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàdúrà sólùwà o. Kí wàhálà má ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Dùgbẹ̀dùgbẹ̀ kan mi lókè o, ayé ẹ jẹ́ àfúrá, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàdúrà sí bàbá o. Kí wàhálà má ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ayé, ẹ̀yin àyànfẹ́ Olúwa gbogbo, ẹ jẹ́ ká parapọ̀ o, ká gbàdúrà sólùwà o. Olúwa ò fẹ́ kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ o, ìrònúpìwàdà ló ń tọrọ. Olúwa ò fẹ́ kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ o, ìrònúpìwàdà ló ń tọrọ. Ká béèrè fún dáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa, aláàánú lolúwa o. Amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ wá, amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ wá. Ayé ń bàjẹ́ o, ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń gorí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́, ayé máa dòbí bò. Amọ̀nà tètè amọ̀nà o. pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ olúwa ọkọ̀ ọdún àparí. ẹranko ń wọlé èèrà ń wọnú ọkọ̀ àwọn ẹyẹ ojú ọ̀run gbogbo wọn ló sáré wọlé. bẹ́lẹ́dẹ̀ ṣe yọ bùtó síbẹ̀ ó ráyè wọlé. níbẹ̀ lára mọ́ ènìyàn tó ń jẹ tí wọ́n mú. béwúrẹ́ ti já láì gbọ́ràn tó kí a ló sáré wọlé. níbẹ̀ lára mọ́ ènìyàn tó ń sọ pé rọ́ọ̀ ni. wọ́n kó ọmọ jáde wọ́n ń ṣẹgbẹ́ yàwó kiri. wọn ò bẹ̀rù òfin olúwa ọba wa gbogbo wọn ló ń jayé. bó ti rí nígbà yẹnu à ó ń bẹ ní sí i o. bó ti rí nígbà yẹnu à ó ń bẹ ní sí i o. ọ̀pọ̀ ló ti mí sọ ìwé Jésù ò ní dé mọ́ o. amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. ayé ń bàjẹ́ o ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń gorí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́ ayé máa dọ̀bírí po. amọ̀nà tètè amọ̀nà o. amọ̀nà o. amọ̀nà tètè wá o. amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. ayé ń bàjẹ́ o. amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. ayé ń dàrú o. amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. à ń retí rẹ o bàbá. gbogbo wọlé tán àtẹ̀yẹ ojú ọ̀run máa pẹ̀lú ìdílé rẹ̀ o. wọ́n kó jíjẹ mímu nígbà tí iṣẹ́ parí tán. nú àbáwọnú ọkọ̀ o ó wọnú ọkọ̀ lọ́ọ̀tà rárá pẹ̀lú ènìyàn méje ọ̀hún ìdílé inú àní gbogbo wọn. nígbà tí wọ́n wọlé tán ọ̀gá ògo tilẹ̀kùn o ó kà wọ́n aláìgbọràn láti gbàdájọ́ wọn. bó ti rí nígbà yẹnu à ó ń bẹ ní sí i o. bó ti rí nígbà yẹnu à ó ń bẹ ní sí i o. ọ̀pọ̀ ló ti ní sọ wípé Jésù ní dé mọ́ o. aráyé ń parọ́ wọ́n ní kò sí bàbá. aráyé bá wí títí wọ́n sọ pé kò sí Jésù. wọ́n ní kò sólùgbàlà kankan wọ́n láyé ò ní parẹ́. wọ́n lóhun tá a bá jẹ láyé òun la ó mú lọ sọ́run. ọkọ̀ ló tilẹ̀ ní kò sọ́run wọ́n ní tabako ó parí o. amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ wá. kó wá sílé ayé o amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ o. kó wá táyé ṣe o amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀. kí wọ́n lè gbàgbọ́ pé wọ́n nìkan lolùgbàlà o. káyé lè gbàgbọ́ pé wọ́n lọ́ba tó ń gbani. amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ amọ̀nà tètè máa bọ̀ wá. ayé ń dàrú o ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń gorí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lójúmọ́ ayé máa dòbírí polo. amọ̀nà tètè amọ̀nà o. amọ̀nà tètè wá o amọ̀nà tètè wá. amọ̀nà tètè wá o amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. torí pé ayé ń bàjẹ́ o amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. ayé ń dàrú o amọ̀nà tètè bọ̀. bí eré òjò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ìró. ọjọ́ kìíní kọjá lọ ọjọ́ kejì kọjá o. bí eré ọjọ́ kẹta kọjá lọ. nígbà tó wá yá omi kún wọnú ilé. ẹ wá wà wọn aláìgbọràn wọ́n ń sáré ìrèdí ọkọ̀ o. mo ló ti pẹ́ ó ti jù mo lẹ́pa òkúrò mọ́. ilẹ̀kùn ọkọ̀ títí o ọ̀nà ìgbà láti dé. ọkàn tún gbé títí ká múra o àìpẹ́ ọjọ́ tá ò mọ̀ o olùgbàlà yóò bára hàn o. báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ o Jésù yóò fara hàn. báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ o Jésù yóò fara hàn o. Jésù yóò fara hàn o. Jésù yóò fara hàn o.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
bàbá yóò fara hàn o. bàbá mi yóò fara hàn.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
gbogbo ojú ni yóò rí ìgbà tó ń bá ń bọ̀ láwọ̀ sánmọ̀ o.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
mo ní lè mọ̀ mú yóò rí mo ní dàda ni yóò rí o.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
mo ní pásítọ̀ yóò rí ajínrere yóò rí o.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
àwọn tó bá ṣe fẹ́ Jésù o ni yóò bá Jésù gòkè lọ.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
bàbá yóò fara hàn bàbá mi yóò fara hàn.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
bàbá yóò fara hàn bàbá mi yóò fara hàn.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
gbogbo ojú ni yóò rí nígbà tó ń bá ń bọ̀ láwọ̀ sánmọ̀.
báyé fẹ́ báyé kọ̀ Jésù yóò fara hàn.
ọ̀ràn kó fàyà rẹ̀ ni sotulẹ̀ fún yẹn lọ́mọ ń kó. àfọ̀kó fàyà rẹ̀ ni sotulẹ̀ fún yẹn lálákọ́ra. ọ̀ràn kó fàyà rẹ̀ ni ó tóun tulẹ̀ fún yẹn lọ́mọ ń kó. ẹ parí pàṣà. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la wo ṣèwé tán. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. mo dógójì náírà mẹ́sẹ̀. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. fọ́kí fún náà ọmọ rẹ̀ wò kọ́. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. ó kẹ́mọ̀ fọ orú ọkọ̀ ṣoṣo rà nẹ́. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. èṣòro o méjì rà nẹ́. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. màrè bọ́lẹ̀ tí ni kò ṣe wá ìmí kẹ̀. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. wo kẹ́mọ̀ fọ omi rà wá ẹ̀dá wa. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. ṣáàmùsọ̀ kẹ́kiri ayé. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. kábà pàdé nókè. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. dọ́dọ́ ní kábàdé nódò. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. kábà pàdé nẹ́kọ̀ọ́. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. dọ́dọ́ ní kálágbàdé níjẹ̀bú. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. káàdẹ̀ pàdé níjẹ̀bú kẹ̀. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. dọ́dọ́ ní ká pàdé ní stadium hotel. iye jẹ́ mi la iye jẹ́ mi la bàbá jẹ́ mi la. ẹ burú owó ṣe o.